Hi everyone, this is Luke Parker. I wanted to post my group discussion for this week in Module 2. I'm going to be referencing our textbook, which is Understanding Human Sexuality, the 13th edition, written by Janet Shibley Hyde and John D. Delamater, specifically chapters 4 and 5. Also the Atlantic article, written by Catherine Bunai, hope I'm pronouncing that right, titled The Case for Teaching Kids Vagina, Penis, and Vulva. Our first question was, Americans tend to have difficulty saying the proper names for private body parts out loud. Why do you think this is? Personally, I think a lot of it has to do with the media and with our teachers when we're very young. I remember that when I was a young kid in school, my teachers never spoke about body parts anatomically. They were always just considered private, your privates, and we actually never mentioned ever the name of body parts. Never spoke about gender differences. Certainly never spoke about any human sexuality. That was just never covered. In fact, I think the first class I ever took that had anything to do with human sexuality was probably sex ed in high school, which by that time, of course, most everyone knows the general basics of human anatomy. So a little too late by that stage, but I think kids these days certainly need to be exposed to what the anatomy is, both for girls and for boys, and that they can speak up to their teachers and their parents in case anything inappropriate happens to them, and not feel shameful, not feel embarrassed, and not feel like they're going to get in trouble by speaking up. And so teachers need to teach their students more about the anatomy of humans and what our body parts are, and in a way that these kids feel comfortable speaking about it, and they don't have to feel any kind of shame or embarrassment when they speak up to their parents or teachers. I'd like to cite the Atlantic article, specifically Laura Palumbo, who is a prevention specialist with the National Sexual Violence Resource Center. And I like to quote her saying, teaching children anatomically correct terms age appropriately promotes positive body image, self-confidence, and parent-child communication. Discourages perpetrators, and in the event of abuse, helps children and adults navigate the disclosure and forensic interview process. Again, I totally agree. I think this is incredibly important for kids to feel comfortable speaking about their body parts with their teachers and with their parents, and not feel any kind of shame or embarrassment, and certainly not feel like they're going to get in trouble if they speak up if anything happens. And another quote of hers is, educators and parents should communicate accurately without any stigma or shame. And again, this just goes to the shame and stigma needs to be removed from any sort of discussion speaking about body parts, anatomically correct terms, whatever they be. Kids need to feel comfortable speaking to their parents and speaking to their teachers. The second question was, what can society do to change this? Will changing it stem any other societal issues? Why or why not? I think I covered a little bit of this in the first question. But again, I think that kids just simply need to be taught at a very young age what the human anatomy is on a very general basis. They don't need to know the specifics as far as what is a hymen and a urethra and a vulva, but the general body parts, so that they feel comfortable saying them to their teachers or to their parents, and they don't feel any kind of shame or embarrassment, and they don't feel like they're going to be ridiculed or criticized or punished in any way. And I think that if there's this open dialogue with kids at a young age, that they feel comfortable talking to their parents or teachers about these kind of subjects, that it will help bring a lot of perpetrators to justice who do harm children, and hopefully discourage anyone in the future from harming a child, knowing that there is more discussion around this, and that kids are not feeling embarrassed or being punished for speaking about their body and about body parts in an anatomical way. So, yeah, I hope, thanks you guys for listening, and I look forward to hearing your replies. Thank you.